Dade County Executive Ted Rumley. He's in, of course, you've been seeing him along with other Dade County and state leaders on the air every day at 3 o'clock, both on KWN Radio and KWN TV, as they do that live update at 3 o'clock every afternoon. So we welcome you, Commissioner.
Good to be here. Appreciate you having this. This is very informative for people.
Well, it seems like it is changing. It's very fluid as we go through this. Of course, I guess the big news is we're waiting, as Governor Kemp yesterday and says he will be signing a stay-at-home order for the entire state of Georgia. That'll be put into place coming up on Friday. We've had several phone calls, and I know you have. Well, what does this mean for this, that, or the other? And I guess at this point we don't really know.
Well, no, different states are different. Different governors. They have different things as far as essential businesses and essential things. But there is a list out there, a federal list of essential different businesses and different things. But right now we're waiting on the state to issue us either some type of form or some type of leading list of things that they expect from the people of Georgia, because it could be different than Florida.
Well, absolutely. I was reading the number of states that have done shelter-in-place orders. There's about 16 different variation lists across the country, depending on what the governor feels is essential and not essential and that type of thing. Now, in the city of Trenton, they pretty much had already talked about, inside restaurants. The restaurants are still going to be there. They're still going to be able to provide drive-through and takeout service, of course. That would be deemed essential. The grocery stores, the banks. There is a whole list of things.
Doctor's office, for sure. But you got your barber shops, your beauty shops, and all that. That does not come under that. From what I understand that. A lot of people's already shut those people down, and a lot of them actually, before they even came across with any type of orders, they went ahead for the safety of themselves and the people and went ahead and shut down. So, but we'll have. I hope to have it. Before lunch today. We've not had any word this morning, but I know they're working on it, and they'll get it out pretty quick because you can imagine how their phones are ringing, not just us, but because people. It's something that's historically. It's never happened in Georgia.
Well, I think it's safe to say at this point, a shelter-in-place order, basically, it's just a step up of what we're already supposed to have been doing.
True.
It just puts maybe some penalties if you don't, and you're just out, as Grandma used to say, lollygagging.
That's right.
There's no more lollygagging. Shouldn't be over.
You go and come. You go and come back home. You're supposed to stay home. And unless it's necessary to go, and of course our vans will still be taking people to dialysis. All that's not going to change a bit. We can't, in fact, and it just called me just a minute ago, and we were talking about it before I walked in here, and so that's not to be panicky about that. That's not going to change a bit.
And I think that's the best. That is the best thing that we can really tell everyone. This is, everything is still the same. Distancing is the thing that we need to be doing, 6 feet apart. Don't come out of your home unless you absolutely have to. Go to the grocery store, drugstore, bank. They're not going to be shutting down any roads.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a call on that earlier. Would they be able to leave the state? Well, of course you will.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you need to. With that note, Governor Ivey in the state of Alabama says she's not ready to do a stay-at-home order.
True. I heard that.
She announced that this morning that she just doesn't feel like that their state is at that point that she needs to be able to do that. And of course, our governor, Governor Kemp, had been very hesitant.
He prolonged it.
He
did.
Because as you know, Commissioner, the entire state of Georgia is different. It's different than Athens and Savannah and Albany and Atlanta, and even Dalton.
Yeah.
You get some of the mountainous areas out in Head River. There's
that's right.
The population is sparse, and
that's right.
it's hard to do a one size fits all.
Yeah, and it doesn't because. Atlanta is one of the hot spots, just like New York and New Orleans, And so, you know, I agree with him 100%. I mean, what he done, and we, you know, of course, you mentioned the road closings. We did talk about that, or I did yesterday, about the road leading into Cloudland Canyon, and we have had issues out there this past weekend, as a lot of you people know, and a lot of people that live out there know for sure. And this right here is going to, you know, really affect that as far as the traffic flow coming into in and out of that right now. I feel this weekend even, because this does go into effect Friday. But we are going to, you know, do a letter to the governor, you know, request them at least to shut it down through the month of April anyway. You know, and the commissioners that we have our meeting tonight, and you know, and it's not. Someone said, I think you mentioned a while ago, that one of the papers said we were at you know, kind of a disagreement. The governor, we were arguing.
They call it a spar. You and the governor was in a sparring.
Yeah, well, that's not true. Governor's one of my friends. I've got a direct line to him. I can call him. I've never called him. He don't answer, or if he don't answer, he calls me right back. So he's one of my friends, and known him way before he was even Secretary of State. And so, no, we're not. But he knows that we're going to do what's right, myself and the commissioners for Dade County, and he's going to do what's right for the state. And you know, he understands, just like you said a while ago, once you don't fit all in this part of the country or part of our state. And so it's not anything like that. You know, we're friends, and we'll be friends when he's out of there and when I'm out of here. So,
well, one of the things, this stay-at-home order may change. It'll be a game changer on a lot of things.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and so there may not be any need for y'all to do anything.
True. Well, we're going to have it ready. We'll be ready to do. I want it to be ready to, in case this does not work. I mean, because you're still going to have. We'll be able to actually patrol our roads if needed, and they'll have a right to stop. You know, sheltered state tags. You know, New York or whatever, and say, look, how you doing? You know, what's going on? You know, is there any sickness? You know, have you had any fever? Where you going? You know, and if they're here visiting grandmother or whatever, that's different. But if they're just here, you know, and it's just, you know, as you said, what'd you say? Driving around or whatever, you know, or here. Lollygagging. Well, they have a right. Our people, our police officers will have a right to say, look, you need to go home. You're from a sheltered state. You should be home. So.
Well, of course, that will also transpire into what the state of Georgia will also be a sheltered state, and for everyone in Dade County, they shouldn't be out.
That's
I
true.
mean, without
a reason.
Without
a reason.
Without a reason.
Yeah. But what reason would you have, you know, coming from New Orleans in here,
right,
and getting off the interstate, driving out to Cloudland Canyon, or driving through, you know, there's no. I mean, you're not just passing through, you know. So that's the reason behind that, and like you said, you know, that this sheltered state, the meaning of it, yeah, it will affect a lot of things. It will affect a lot of, but that's only through, what was it, the 13th?
Yes.
Yeah, not the 30th. This is just a few, you know, really a couple of weeks. So we'll go right back and let's see. I feel he extended. He could extend.
Because that's the original state of emergency order.
Yeah.
It's only through that point.
Yeah.
So then they will have to make a decision.
Yeah.
What the state of Georgia is going to do from that point, because. In theory, and I believe they will continue the state of emergency. There's probably no doubt they'll do that. But technically, it's set to expire that day.
That's right. That's right. So hopefully he'll reevaluate that, and hopefully, you know, he might have to. But I don't see things changing to the better that quick. You know, I mean, in all predictions. You know, so but we just want to have that, you know, there, and if we have to use it, we might not use it. Might not have to. Man, it may be, you know, but that will be ready. You know, because. That's just a couple of weeks there, you know. I mean, of that, and then, you know, had he did it longer, I'd felt better about it. You know, if he went on through the end of April or whatever, and then reevaluate. But anyway, we're not at any kind of bad terms at all. Because, like I said, if it, you know, he's a friend of mine, and he's a friend of Dade County. I mean, I'm telling you, anything that's went on here that he needed to get involved in, he calls, he checks on us, you know. And you know, like Mullis or not like Mullis, I'm just telling you, he's called every day. Sometimes twice a day, and he wants to know if there's anything possibly he can do, you know, for us. And you know, and I'm not politicking. I don't politic. I just try to do my job. So, you know, that's big. I mean, that means a lot to not only me but to the people to know that. But you know, people just need to. They just need to, you know, abide by this. You know, we'll get everything out as soon as we get that. The actual directions that the governor wants us to go, we'll get that out. Wide open carry. I'll have it all over our website. You will have it. People will be able to look and see just exactly what's expected of them. Yeah.
I think that we need to reiterate the fact that grocery stores will be open.
Oh yeah,
Drugstores will be open. Banks will be open. You'll be able to go to these essential businesses whenever they're open.
Exactly.
And we don't need to really treat this any different than what we have done, except it's going to give a little bit more, from one understanding. There's going to be consequences if you just go somewhere and try to be away from your home and you have no business going.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what that is. I mean, that'll be explained.
We don't know what it's going to be.
That'll be explained. So just bear with this thing, and we need to get on through this and get on with life. And it's just the people don't need to panic. I mean, the government, we're going to be just like we're working right now. Things are going pretty smooth there in our office. We're there every day. I'm there a lot of times, 7 days a week, right there. I mean, I answer my phone, and you're not without contacts. I promise you that. And like I said, you're not talking to a computer. You're talking to a human. So, but we just appreciate everyone working with us, because so far, overall, it's really smooth. I mean, we got some people that are scared, but they know that they're not alone. They know that if they need anything, all they do is make one phone call, and I guarantee I'll make it happen.
If somebody can't get out, don't have anybody. Of course, the sheriff's department's doing a good job to make sure that you have your medicine, you have your food.
That's right.
And that regardless of your age, you don't have to be a senior citizen. They're doing that for everyone.
No.
We are going to be replaying the governor's press conference from yesterday afternoon. For those of you who haven't got a chance to see that, immediately following this broadcast, and then we will have after that, on KWN TV, we'll have the updates that you and the health officials did yesterday. So that'll be back-to-back coming up on KWN TV and ITV Chattanooga. Real quick, got about 30 seconds. Commissioner, what's your phone number?
Just 423-667-8999 and 657-4625. That's area code 706. That's our main office number. But the 667 number, you can call me 24/7's on it, and I will be there and try to help you. And our commissioner, other commissioners' numbers are listed on our webpage, and all of those men they answer. So I appreciate it. Appreciate you in this broadcast, and just call us if you need us. Don't hesitate. We're here to serve you.
Well, thank you very much. Fox News update all the way, and stay with us on TV. Thank you.